Zdeno Chara lifting the Stanley Cup. And the 2011 captain joins us in the booth. I'm standing in a hole. No. Hey, Z, how's retirement treating you?
It's been good. Busy, obviously, having 3 kids, making you really busy every day. But I'm happy. It's been really a nice change, nice transition. Being involved with my boys, a little bit of coaching, helping out, and still training for marathons and now Ironman. So yeah, that keeps me busy.
Do you miss it, and what do you miss most?
To be honest, I don't miss the game as much as a player. Obviously, you would love to be out there and playing, but I know that obviously now other things are my priorities. But I do check the scores, I do check the highlights and news every single day. So I want to be still kind of in the picture what's going on, especially with the Bruins and around the league. But obviously, you miss those days with the boys, hanging out, having good laughs, all these pranks and jokes. They never get old. So just the camaraderie and those relationships.
You said during your career that the milestones are important, but you wouldn't think about them until after you got done playing. Have you thought about them and put it into perspective?
I'm still kind of in that process, to be honest. I'm not trying to be caught up with some of those milestones, as you call them, or accomplishments. Obviously, there are some that I'm very proud of. Obviously winning the Stanley Cup as our team in 2011, but I'm trying to stay really humble about it, and what I enjoy the most about all these accomplishments or milestones was the process. I really enjoy the work that was done, and that got you to that place of opportunity and those precious situations that you embrace and you cherish.
I'd like to take it back to when you first came to Boston, Z, and when you talk to fans or media, generally they say, well, free agents, they go where the money is, but it seemed like you had a different perspective and reasoning for coming to Boston. Remind the fans what that was all about.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I would be in that position to be, choosing where I would want to play, and obviously that kind of happened to me in 2004, 2005 season, and when that kind of presented, I saw a huge opportunity to grow as a player, as a leader, as a team in Boston. So that was my goal. That was my priority to come and try to change the way the team was kind of playing and where they were hitting, and I was kind of like have that quiet goal and vision, and obviously I tried to do my best to lead that way, and I was very lucky and fortunate to have the support from players and the coaching staff to really change that the way that Bruins were at that time, and it took a lot of energy, but it was great. It was worth it, and like I said, I would not be able to do it with just alone. I had tremendous support of leaders, as Bergie, Torty, Andrew, Size, all that room was just very supportive, and it wouldn't be possible without them.
It took a while to establish the culture, didn't it?
Well, I think everything that's worthwhile, it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. I think that as we were adding pieces and slowly and surely players were coming each year more ready for that change and accepting that change. And I think that really made a difference, that everybody who was part of that team the year before knew what to expect, and whoever was coming in, they already knew that what would be asked from them to be kind of part of that the team or culture. So that's something that is not going to happen overnight. It took us 3-4 years, and finally we started taking those fruits from those from that tree, winning, and that was great that we were able to finish it off in 2011.
People always admire superstars that are humble, and you're in that category. And I got to ask you, though, to talk a little bit about yourself. Your legacy as a Boston Bruin, how would you classify that? How would you put that into terms that we could understand?
Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm just a regular guy. I honestly do. I tried to play the game right way and lead by example, and really be there for my teammates as much as I could. Try to be always there for my teammates, protect my teammates, and again, set certain standards that we could all be comfortable with, and something that could stay for longer than my career, or something that could make positive impact, going forward. And I don't think that I'm anything more or less than anybody else. I just try to always be just one of many guys and all my teammates, and I think I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah, well, you're a little more than that. But what about the players that are getting older in the NHL today? You're a guy that played, for a long, 24 seasons, 1,600 plus games, but you had to evolve constantly as a player. So, like Brad Marchand, he's 35 now, or anybody in the league, what do you have to do when you get to that stage in order to still be an impactful player?
Yeah, well, for me, it was never get comfortable. I always felt there's a room to improve. There's things that I could do better. There's things that you need to adopt and change and still contribute to the game. So, I obviously played from late 90s to, just a couple years ago, and it takes, the game is evolving, so you have to be able to adopt and make changes with the way the game is changing. And so when all that clutch and grab and hooks and holds went away, I had to improve how I'm going to play better positioning, how I'm going to improve my footwork. Once that kind of like became more, I became more comfortable, I started adding a little bit other things I felt not as comfortable. And I think that the biggest thing is you have to be feeling comfortable in those uncomfortable situations. So for me, never get complacent or satisfied or be comfortable. That's what kind of drove me to always keep working on things and keep getting better.
The Bruins have done a fabulous job this year, the centennial season, these era nights, and how special. Take us to ice level. That was pretty awesome what they did before the game with the duck boat, etc.
McAvoy is down, swimming, has the puck in its glove.
Yeah, just keeping my eye on the Bruin bench here to see if
Dustin Stuck.
Yeah, any one of the trainers need to come out here. That's what you don't want to see. Get a look at what happened to McAvoy. Yeah, backhand puck, bad spot.
Yep.
But yeah, it had to be pretty awesome at ice level with most of the guys back in town. You said you missed the camaraderie in the guys. Well, you guys won together. You walked together for life, right? It had to be pretty special down there.
Yeah, it's special every time. We get together, we see each other. It's big hugs, big smiles. Those memories are for life. And it never gets old raising that cup. Honestly, like when I got it in that Zamboni entrance, I felt a little hesitant for a few seconds. It's been a while, but as soon as I got it,
still light as a feather, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Not anymore. I'm not as strong. Very special. You cherish those moments for life.
Were there special games along the way in 2011 that you said, this is the year?
Well, I think that we all felt that, from the previous year when we had that big upset in the playoffs against Philly and losing that series from leading, 3-0, and then we lost it. I think we just came back just so ready to prove it that we are a good team and a team that can compete and be contender and a team that can win. We were just obviously so unhappy the way it ended that we just carry ourselves right from the start of the season.
Trent Frederick has a breakaway and he scored!
That's a nice shot.
Jack, this is a classic example of how Boston played in the first period with their layers defensively. They play a hybrid defense in their own zone. It's not man-to-man, it's not zone. It's a bit of a combination. And Nylander is wheeling and dealing. He's doing what he does best. He's handling the puck. He's trying to get creative. He's trying to create his own shot. But when you're the last line of defense, now this is a forward out by the blue line. The D is thinking offense. They're in by the tops of the circles. He mishandles the puck, but it's great coverage by Boston. Good switches, good communication. And then Frederick just takes off, and Nylander gifted skater. Can't catch him. And the release was well-timed, and what an accurate shot right through wall to give the Bruins a 2-0 lead. 5-hole breakaway. Pretty.
He ties his career high with his 17th goal of the season. He's already established a career high in assists. And Toronto ices the puck.
Do you subscribe, Z, to that theory that some people believe that you sometimes have to lose first in order to learn how to win? Or is that just some narrative that really doesn't belong in the way you think?
I think that you have to earn it. I think that you don't necessarily have to lose, but it's not going to be easy. I think anything in your life worthwhile, it's not easy. And if it is, then you got really, really lucky. And probably you are not going to get lucky again like that, So I think that you have to realize that things like winning Stanley Cup or championships or Olympics, whatever it is, you have to earn it. So things in life are meant to be hard when they're worthwhile. So yeah, I think that for us we had to earn it and we did. So that's what I think.
Bertuzzi and Coyle.
Yeah, there was a delayed call on Boston before this exchange between Bertuzzi and Coyle. And I'm just curious if the referees are going to get together again and do what they did to Toronto in the first period.
Yep.
Now, there's your battle right in front of the net. It's an area Boston's trying to really work on, Jack, is be, a little bit more sandpaper in front of their own goal as you start to gear up for the postseason. And again, we have a conference with the referees and the linesmen to determine just exactly what the penalty minutes will be. Boston was the beneficiary of the McCabe, and they included Nyes in the first period. That created the 5-on-3. Pasternak goal. We'll see how this shakes out.
Bertuzzi blocked the second cross-check with his own stick.
Boston, number 13, 2 minutes for slashing and 2 minutes for high sticking.
Let's see if Bertuzzi's own stick is the one that made contact.
All right, one more look at it. Yeah, kind of a frame there. Didn't quite catch that. Well, call's made. 4 minutes of penalties. The good news is it's 5-on-4. if there is good news as a result of that exchange.
Of the teams that have been shorthanded against Toronto at least 5 times this season, only the Bruins, Vancouver, Chicago, and Tampa Bay have allowed no power play goals. Matthews to Marner. Crazy bounce off the corner of the dasher. Riley to Marner. Down low for Matthews. Nylander fouls it off. Marner back to Riley. A wrist shot gobbled up by Jeremy Swayman. I was thinking of the Dallas matinee here
that game
at TD Garden. It was wild.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I obviously remember that game. That was March 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, February 3rd. Yeah. February 3rd. Yeah. Yeah, that was a statement game for sure. Because that year I felt that we were playing so well that all of a sudden other teams were coming in and try to play us different way, but then we could answer any type of a game that other teams brought to us, and that really was a statement game that we were just like, we had no really weakness on that team. It was just we could play fast, skilled, tough, any type of a game that other teams came in the building and tried to play against us. So yeah, that was definitely a game that is memorable. Especially if you miss the first 3 minutes of the game, you miss the whole thing.
Yeah, and legend has it that I think Brad Marchand got credit for it. He was at the end of the Bruin bench closest to the Dallas bench, and he was yelling down at them saying, "We haven't even got to Chara and Lucic yet."
I know.
Nylander picked off by Parker Wotherspoon.
Yeah, it's got to be fun playing for a team like that could play the game any style you want to play and be better at it than your opponent for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, obviously credit goes to the management as well to be able to put the team together that we had, and still under the cap and under all those rules and regulations that we were facing.
Oh, what a save by Swayman off McMahon.
But also we knew that we were built that way. We want to be also playing that way, physical, heavy game. Obviously we had the best third, fourth line in the league, and on top of that, our top 2 lines were dominating that year. So we really didn't have a weak line or weak spot. It was just it was amazing to be part of on a team like that.
Yeah, I think about so many of the individual performances during the postseason as well. Obviously, Timmy was awesome in net, but you and Seidenberg together, and the minutes you guys logged, the hard minutes, and the guys you had to play against, it was impressive. That had to be pretty fun paired up with him.
Yeah, and then it kind of happened that I think somebody was hurt or injured, and we kind of like started playing together, and we really find the chemistry, and we play really simple but very effective, and we carry on to that playoffs, and I don't think we got scored on 5-on-5 the whole playoff. I think we were just very, very solid together, and we took a lot of pride in defending and shutting those top lines we play against.
Marchand picks it off from Domi. Heinen too far forward. Mitch Marner scores!
Ouch.
That's a tough break right there. The Bruins doing a terrific job on the PK. They end up with possession. They try to get something going in a short-handed rush, and the puck gets turned over, and Marner's just kind of hanging around the far blue line. There's that little backhand feed. And then the crisscross puck turns over. Marner recognizes it. He hangs high, takes that pass. He's got possession. He crosses the blue line. He reaches behind him to bring the puck with him. And the dreaded 6-hole between the body and the blocker, far side. Power play goal because the Bruins lead to 1.
So what happens to a team in the next shift? Well, we'll leave that question for another time. Zdeno Chara,
guys,
thanks
you.
for
appreciate it. Thanks,
meeting us in the booth.
Pleasure.
See you.
No, thanks.
Always.
Thanks
And
for having me.
thanks for this.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Thanks for the support and awesome, guys. Thank you.
All right, thanks. 2-1 Boston, second period.
Thanks.